You have probably heard the expression that women love with their ears, but many men take it as act of manipulation, thinking that it is enough to give a woman compliments, promise golden mountains, and then she will fall in love with you. Perhaps it will happen, but the probability is not the highest. But in fact, only a few know how to use this simple psychological trick correctly, and in reality, everything is much more interesting. And further, you will learn about a simple and effective way how to make a woman fall in love with you with the help of proper communication. So, first of all, let me explain how this mechanism works. If you say compliments to a woman and promise golden mountains, it will impress her, but only for a short time. Since quickly enough a woman will feel your insincerity, will feel that you deceive her. And from your idea, nothing will come out. And if you overdo it with compliments, you'll screw up the balance of importance, and the woman will quickly lose interest in you. In fact, the woman will realize that you're manipulating her. The exception is when you are handsome, rich, and charismatic in your own right, in addition to everything if you have good acting skills. In this case, she will really believe in your words about love. But these are rather isolated cases because in this case, you would not watch my video now. In short, your job is not to impress a woman with compliments. It's not to charm her with your declarations of love. You need to create a strong emotional connection with her, so that she sees you as her soulmate. I will help you become a man in whom she will see a like-minded man, who is not trying to please her, who is not only interested in a beautiful rapper, and who is interested in her as a person, who can listen and tell her about herself, someone she's interested in talking to. This will make you unique to her. After all, what to hide? A beautiful woman, many compliments, many confess their love. This you will not surprise her, you will be for her one of many. But those with whom a woman is really interested to communicate, much less. By the way, I know a lot of stories where a woman left a handsome man to a man who communicated trivially with her, who could listen to her and support her, about whom she said, "He understands me, we have a mental connection." While the boyfriend or husband was always missing at work, at meetings with friends, playing on the computer, and did not pay enough attention to her. But, yeah, it's not that simple. There's a lot of nuances and pitfalls. For example, you could end up in a friend zone. Now here we go, how do you use it properly? Don't flatter or please. If you like something about a woman's appearance, in her behavior, in her manner of communication, you can safely tell her about it. For example, if you like the way she smiles, say, "You have a beautiful smile, really suits you." But if, for example, a woman has a tattoo, and you have a negative attitude to any images on the body, but you tell her, "I like your tattoo." So in this case, your insincerity will be easy to read. And what is the difference between communicating naturally with a woman and trying to please her? When you try to please a woman, you expect to get some kind of positive reaction to your words or to your actions. And this is the hidden position of the asker. When you communicate naturally, you don't expect anything. You just exchange positivity with a woman. Yes, in doing so, it is important not to overplay the positive emotions and not to break the balance of importance. I'll tell you how not to let that happen later. Take a sincere interest in the woman. This is an important point that has many nuances. Let's say when I communicate with someone, I try not to waste time on people who are not interesting to me personally. Communication with whom exhausts me mentally. Yes, it sounds cynical. But why waste your energy? That's why I don't recommend communicating with empty women, who can give you nothing other than appearance. After all, it's very boring with such women. And when your interlocutor represents something of herself as a person, she has goals, plans, interests. Her inner world is not limited to quotes from Instagram bloggers. In this case, you will enjoy of this communication. You will tell something, she will share stories from her life. In this case, your communication will be sincere and relaxed. It will be much more natural than when on a date you communicate not with a woman, but with her breasts. and at the same time asking the question, I wonder whose brain weighs more, hers or my hamster's? Probably still the hamster. Mentor position. If you disappear into a woman, and your communication will represent the communication of a lecturer with a student, where she is the lecturer, or it will be like an interview when you ask the woman questions and she answers. In this case, she will dominate your communication, and this is a direct path to the friend zone. So be genuinely interested in a woman, but don't forget to tell her about your life. Be sure to share your experience and knowledge. After all, one of the main male qualities that so beckons the opposite sex is intelligence. Ease communication is important. Do not load a woman too abstruse phrases from the category. When I studied in the 5th year of the Faculty of Psychology, I read the works of Friedrich Nietzsche and became interested in existential psychology. If you talk like that, the woman will die of boredom or fall asleep in the first 5 minutes of the date. Therefore, you can insert clever phrases into your speech, but communication should be easy. It is desirable that you discuss such topics that arouse a man's interest and are associated with pleasure, psychology, travel, sports, some movies, and so on. Communication is communication, but the main thing to avoid being in the friend zone, you need a sexual frame. In short, when a woman is talking to you, she should be thinking about sex. If you're already in a relationship, there's no problem with that, because physical intimacy is somehow present. But what to do on first dates? I posted a video earlier that your chance on a first date, be sure to watch it. During your communication, you can, as it were, accidentally touch a woman, help her by the hand to cross the street. When you are sitting in a coffee shop, take the woman's hand and look at the rings on her hand. You can also discuss some vulgar things in a joking way. For example, compare the underwear that women wear now and what it was like in the 17th century. In this case, your interlocutor will somehow think about sex, and you will avoid friend zone. And of course, in any case, you shouldn't delay your first intimate relationship until your wedding night. You will in any case have some controversial moments. In such situations, defend your position. It's normal. Men with their opinions attract the opposite sex, as it speaks about the mental strength of a man. But of course, don't lose control of your emotions, and you don't need to provoke conflicts on purpose. You can watch my video on why women ignore, and if you see that a woman distances or is not interested in you, then automatically stop and end such communication. Although you can watch my video about the scientific method of falling in love, or rather use it in the throes of flirting, then you just have a gun in your hands.